Hello everyone, welcome to a new chess video. Today I'm bringing you one of those traps you all love and keep asking me for. It's a trap that will make your opponent suffer a lot, and you'll also win in just a few moves. And if that wasn't enough, we'll be doing it with the black pieces, since you always ask me, please chess teacher, show me a super powerful trap with the black pieces. And if that wasn't enough, you can play this trap when your opponent plays e4, the king's pawn. But you can also play it when your opponent plays d4, the queen's pawn. What does that mean? It means you can use this trap in 99% of your games, because they almost always start like this. So let's explain it. Let's start, for example, with the king's pawn, e4. Then we're going to respond with the move knight to f6. This is called the Alekhine defense. We're already attacking this pawn right from the start. The thing is, there's a problem. Since we don't have this pawn blocking, the opponent's pawn, when we bring out the knight, they can attack it directly. But that's not a problem because we know the trap. We have to place the knight next to the pawn, and it's now that they can play d4 and have an excellent pawn center. Here, the main move in the Alekhine defense would be to play d6. But you already know that we love to find traps that go a little off the main line to catch our opponents completely off guard. And we're going to play the move b5. Just look at what a strange move that is. Besides seeming like such a bad move, we're giving away this pawn. Notice that they could capture it while developing their bishop, so it would be very unusual if they didn't take this pawn. First of all, let's see what happens if they do capture it. What's the idea behind this move? It's to prevent them from playing c4 to attack our knight. Here, if we play d6, they can directly attack this knight. Therefore, we play b5. That said, we sacrifice the pawn, and now what? Well, here we get a brutal counterattack. What we're going to do, remember, is play c5. Put this pawn here to gain a bit of space. Now, a lot of people are going to fall for the first trap of this opening. What is this trap? Notice that they've already taken a pawn. Many might think, this guy is really bad. I'm going to crush him quickly. I'll take this pawn, and now I have two extra pawns. But that would be a huge mistake, because we have the move queen a5 check, and on the next move, we're going to capture the bishop. You have to be very alert in this opening with queen a5 moves, because it's not just in this trap, it will come up many times during the opening. Let's analyze the situation a bit. We're giving check, so here the opponent would have to block, right? But we're also attacking this bishop, so we're winning a piece. However, they're also attacking one of our pieces. So if we take the bishop, our opponent might take our knight, attacking the rook. Look. And here, it might be in the opponent's interest to go into this situation. However, we don't need to worry, because we're still winning. Pay attention to what we need to do next. We're definitely going to play queen to a5. Check, attacking the bishop, and let's see what our opponent does. If they block with the knight, we simply exchange here, and it would be the easiest thing in the world because now we capture and our opponent doesn't get the piece back. So if they block with the knight, they're completely lost. Now, they don't have to block with the knight. They can play the good move here, which would be c3, but even then, we'll still win. Don't worry, we'll still win because now we're going to do the following. A block with c3. So what are we going to do? We're going to take the bishop. The bishop, what are they going to do? Obviously, they'll take the knight. If not, they're completely lost. Now, they still technically have two extra pawns, right? Because we took the piece, and that's fine. But we have the move bishop to b7, protected by the queen, attacking their queen with a skewer, and more importantly, attacking this g2 square, which is totally unprotected. So when their queen moves, wherever it moves, it doesn't matter. We're going to capture this pawn here. Look, and we're going to win the rook on the next move. It's true, now we're down a pawn, but look, we've already got the rook one on the next move. Here, things can actually get worse because a lot of people want to attack your queen, right? Think about it. If you attack my rook, I attack your queen. But this is even worse because it even lets us bring the queen in here, right into the king's mouth. This king can only move here. He's lost the ability to castle. This bishop won't be able to go out. We're winning material because next we're going to capture over here. Now this knight can't get out here because we capture it, nor here because we capture it, so it would have to go out this way. And look at this position. We have a rook up, and on top of that, notice that the king is stuck here in the middle, can't castle, and is even getting in the way of the other pieces. Notice that this trap starts off really well, but be careful because it gets even better. Now let's see how to reach the same position, but this time, if instead of playing e4, they play d4. You can reach the same position, like I told you at the beginning of the video, so you'll be able to use this a lot. If you're enjoying this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I've got a trap with the white pieces all set up and ready to go that's going to absolutely blow your mind. So let's do a challenge. If we can reach 400 likes, and I know that's a lot, but if we get to 400 likes, I'll upload that video about the trap. Seriously, you're really going to love it and you'll use it in tons of your games. So it's all in your hands. If we reach 400 likes, I'll upload it. All right, so how do we reach this position with the black pieces if they play d4 against us? Check out how interesting this is. We're going to play b5 right away. It's a super weird move. At this point, your opponent is probably going to think you're a pretty bad player. But hey, that's okay. What's the best response for white here? Here, I would play e4. Why? To take control of the center and also attack this pawn right here. As you know, we'll play knight to f6. If they decide to capture this pawn here, we would capture the e4 pawn. And what would have happened here? Well, we would have made a favorable exchange, since we gave up a not so valuable queenside pawn in exchange for the central king's pawn, so we'd already be better off. However, here the white pieces might think, first I'll chase away the knight, and now when the knight leaves, then I'll take the pawn. And if you notice, we're in exactly the same position. What should we do now? Well, the same as in the first variation, play c5 to break the center. You've seen that capturing would be a huge mistake because of queen to a5, but here a lot of people might think, okay, now I'm already seeing queen to a5, so what I do is protect both things. I protect the pawn and I protect against the queen's entry. But simply, what are we going to do here? Pawn takes pawn, and when they recapture, now yes, simply queen to a5 check, and we're in the same situation. And now it's even better, because this pawn is blocking the queen, and she wouldn't be able to recapture the knight. So whatever they do, if they attack us over here, we'll take the bishop. If they block with the queen, we obviously won't trade queens, we'll also take the bishop. And if they block with the knight, what will we have to do? Well, obviously not the pawn because it's protected. Instead, we first trade the knight, and now we can calmly take the bishop. Notice that in just 5 or 6 moves, we're already winning a piece. I mean, you can't even imagine how many games I've won with this trap. But wait, that's not all. Whoa, I'm choking here. That's not all. There's still more. So remember this well. Knight to f6, attacking the pawn. When they attack us, we move it here. b4, now yes, we play our b5. If they play d4 against you, you already know. You do it the other way. There's no problem at all. Bishop takes. We play c5, and we've already seen that so many people fall for it. Even grandmasters fall for a pawn takes pawn, or even on c3. We know how to punish both. But what happens if they play c4? They don't attack this knight directly. Well, we're going to give it away. But first of all, you already know it's in your hands. Let's see if you can make me really happy and we reach 400 likes, or maybe even more. I'd be super happy because I'm really excited to show you that trap I have in mind. Wait a second, what do you mean we're giving away the knight, Chestitch? Have you lost your mind? Yes, I've lost my mind, you already know that. But this works, and if you don't believe me, try it in your own games and then let me know. Look, okay? We take here, giving away the knight. How can that be? Well, why? Because when we give away the knight, we'll have queen to a5 check available again, and we'll take the bishop. And not only that, but we'll end up with a much better position. Now, we're not down any pawns, and on top of that, we have a much more incredible position. For example, when they block the check, we take the bishop, and look, we're attacking the central pawn, or attacking this pawn over here. This position is terrible for white. I mean, we're so much better off now. These pawns are going to fall. This pawn might also fall. They can't defend everything. It's a position that's going to collapse under its own weight. Check out this incredible trap. Here's an amazing detail that'll help you win a ton of games. Look at this. When we play c5 and they respond with c4, like we've seen so far, we said we sacrifice the knight and take here. Thank you. However, a lot of people will say, okay, I won't take here because then the queen would come to a5 and win the bishop. So what I'm going to do is take here with the queen, a much better move for white. However, we have another way to break open the position. Check this out, okay? This video is a gold mine, isn't it? If you really learn this well and study it, you're gonna win a ton of games, okay? That's why I keep insisting on the likes. Check it out. Here, we can't play over here. It wouldn't seem like a very good idea because this is still defended, right? But what happens that we have this incredible move? What are we threatening now? I guess you all see it. We're threatening a jump here. Check. Double and triple. So here, they would have to resign. How can the white pieces naturally cover this square? Well, for example, with the knight over here. A very normal move here would be 6 to kick this bishop out and get a slightly better position. However, we have the move queen to a5 again to give discovered checks. Right now, we're threatening to move this knight from here or here, giving check and winning material. A lot of material. So, a very natural move for white here, what could it be? Obviously, bishop to d2, right? Supernatural. Not only does it avoid the pin, but now it's actually white who pins us. But alright, I'll give you 3 seconds here to think of an incredible bombshell. Come on, let's go. There it is. So the incredible move here is queen takes knight. Sacrificing the queen, we're removing the defender, and now when they capture us, now for real, we don't have the knight covering us. Just look at this amazing triple track. We're gonna win the queen on the next move, we're threatening this bishop, the king can't castle, and we're left in a much better position. Plus, we end up with an extra piece. Also, look, 1, 2, 3 against 1, 2, 3, 4. They've fallen into our trap again. And wait, the best part is still to come. Alright, here we have to be careful with one move, which is if they bring the bishop back to c4 to prevent all these check threats. Now I'll show you how to win when they play bishop to c4, their best move. We simply attack. Do they take? Yes, we're giving it away anyway, so we needn't fear if they take it. It's the same tactic as always. You already know, when you play this opening, keep in mind that you always have, or usually have, the move queen to a5 check available, and we'll get it back. Material here. A logical move would be bishop to d2 to block the check. We take the bishop, and notice that now we're much better than white. First, we've broken up this strong pawn center that white had. Second, we've eliminated the pair of bishops. Third, we're attacking the d5 square, and we're also attacking this g2 square. So it seems like there's only one way to defend them, which would be knight to f3. That defends this one and this one. But we can continue with the move bishop to a6, completely cutting off castling. And now white's pieces are in serious trouble. Look, I checked what the most common move here for white is, and it was h3. And notice that here we win almost immediately. Whatever they do, we're winning. But even if they play a move like c3, not realizing the threat of queen to d4 check, and now what can white do? They can't do anything. The king can't move because it's blocked by the bishop. They'd have to come out, sacrifice material just to keep the game going. And this is more than one. Look, with the queen, it would be checkmate. So they'd have to sacrifice the bishop, and this is already more than one. We take here, and we're threatening to take here with a double chuck. This is as one as it gets. We've seen that if we retreat, we give away the knight and take here. However, here the white pieces have a winning move that's practically impossible to find. Still, if they do find it, we have to be ready, right? They're going to find it, I'm telling you now. But if they do, what happens? Check out the move knight to c3, giving up the knight for the pawn. What a strange move, right? And they think, if I take here, and then I'm fine. It's a good move, but very hard to find. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take the knight and get into the game with bishop takes knight. And now that they're threatening our rook, notice that now we simply have the move queen to a5. As always, we're attacking here, they can't take the rook. Notice that if they take here, check here, here, and here, so we'll be in a great position if they take the pawn. But of course, the interesting thing here is what happens if they take our rook, right? We're left down a rook. Well, look at this. What an interesting move. Pawn takes, check. We threaten the rook, and we threaten the bishop. They block, and now we don't promote, because if we promote, they can take our queens. What we're going to do is take this pawn with check first, and now when they block, what are we going to do? Capture the rook. And what do you say? The pitcher says, "You have a queen for me?" Well, the queen herself, because with one, two queens, look at this. This is totally won. Plus, they defend each other. And here, in this case, it would be checkmate, because if they move back, it's checkmate. So here, we're completely winning. Check out what an incredible line this is to finish things off. If they find the right move, most people fall into this line. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Stitcher says we're going to hit 400 likes, so smash that like button. If you leave me a comment, I'll read it. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll see my daily videos. So thank you very much and see you next time. In the next video, friends, goodbye.